Boom! Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. I don't know if you guys can see this painting that I have up here, but the Bulls won today. I told you guys that this inflation data that we were going to get was going to answer the questions on who has been right. This entire argument about that jobs number from last week, who was going to be correct, the Bulls or the Bears, right? I told you on these live streams for the last several days, I told you last night that today we were going to get an answer to that question. And boy, did we ever. It's a big day in the overall markets. And I've got a very, very important, serious prediction that I'm going to make here today on this live stream with all of you. Folks, why should you care about anything that I tell you about on these lives? My name is Michael Edward. I'm an award-winning hedge fund trader. I began my career working at a fund in New York City, my very first job right out of college. And then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession and the stock market crash when all hell broke loose. But that also happened to be the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, I told people on my live streams yesterday that you had a very real possibility of getting a surprise on inflation. If you have been following my live stream for the last month, I told you that June's CPI number, which is what we got in July, I told you that was going to be the highest number that we were going to see. The 9.1 read that we got for the month of June in July was going to be the worst CPI number that you were going to see. And then today, CPI number comes out under expectations. It's the first time we've gotten inflation numbers under the expectation, which means finally inflation is beginning to come down. Finally, we have confirmation that inflation has peaked. That is no longer an argument that's up for discussion. People that thought we were going to go to 10%, 11%, that is no longer up for discussion. The expectation for CPI for the month of July was 8.7%. It came in at 8.5%. The expectation for core CPI was 6.1. It came in at 5.9. So both your headline CPI and your core CPI numbers came in under the expectations, and the entire market rallied today. Everything is up big. This is a really nice surprise. This number that we got today in inflation, it is such a breath of fresh air. It is such a relief because every single month we've gotten inflation numbers that have come in hot. And analysts would say, well, we expect inflation to be this, and it comes in higher. And then next month we expect it to be this, and then it comes in higher. Finally, it came in under the expectations. Not at the expectation, actually under the expectation, which is something that is brand new for us here this year. So what do we have going on right now in this entire environment? We have inflation has officially peaked. I told you a month ago inflation peaked. A lot of people didn't want to believe me. I told you inflation had peaked in June. Now you got July's number. It is confirmed. Inflation's peaked. Everything is up big today. It was an all broad-based market rally. Okay, it was a broad-based market rally today. You still have higher jobs. Unemployment is still at 50-year record lows, 3.5% unemployment, and you have less inflation. Is inflation still high? Yes, of course inflation is still high. Everyone's going to say, but my food price, everything is still high. Yes, no one is saying that inflation just is back to zero, but it has stopped moving higher and higher and higher. Now, what happened here today is prior to today, if you looked at yesterday's Fed futures, the expectation for the Federal Reserve to raise rates in the month of September, which is when they have their next Fed meeting, the expectation was 75 basis points, right? Now, with today's inflation numbers, the expectations for the September meeting are now actually a 62% likelihood that you get a 50 basis point hike in September. Why is that meaningful and why is that important? Because if the Fed takes a step back on their rate hikes and you start looking at a 50 basis point hike instead of a 75 basis point hike, well, now you're talking about the job market withstanding the heaviest and most aggressive part of the Fed's tightening session when it comes to rate hikes. You're looking at the Fed raising rates probably into the very beginning of next year. But if that pace slows down from 0.75 basis points per hike down to 50 and then eventually down to 25, then people are going to start to look at that and say, well, the worst of the rate hikes is behind us, and yet the jobs market is still very stable, and your jobs are looking more and more and more secure as we go into the back half of the year. All right, so I'm going to be making on this live stream here today a stock market prediction, because I see something that is beginning to unfold. I see something that is beginning to form. And I think that this is something not enough people have been talking about. And I'm going to have that discussion with you guys on this live stream. It's the greatest trading environment that I've ever seen. Okay. It's the greatest trading environment I've ever seen. Okay. You know, between the volatility that we have had so far this year, and if I take a look and I go up here on the charts, and I want to just pull up the SPY real quick, and I want to show you guys what has taken place so far. You had the most volatile start to a year that probably most of you have ever traded through, with all of these wild moves. I mean, you're talking, these are massive moves in the overall market in any given day. And now you had a kind of a washout there. You had a washout there where sentiment got extremely overly bearish. And now you're getting this massive move here to the upside. We have actually, and just to recap, you followed my live streams for a while, you guys already know this, but on June 17th, we added in our long-term portfolios a big chunk. And then on May 10th, we added in our portfolios a smaller chunk. So here was my first buy in the long-term portfolio this year. Here is the most recent buy in my long-term portfolio this year. And many of the stocks that we bought on this day of June 17th, many of these stocks are already up 20, 30, 40, some even 50% from the entries that we snagged down there on June 17th. You know, when you take a look at some of these companies like a Snowflake, you know, Snowflake from 116 all the way to 175, you know, Datadog from, 84 all the way up to 117. When you start taking a look at some of these stocks that we bought, from Square, at around 58 or 59 bucks, that stock's all the way back up to 89. You take a look at Salesforce at 160, that's at 189. Amazon at 104, that stock's at 142. I mean, you're talking about some massive, massive moves in a lot of these stocks that we recently added to on those two spots where we add in our long-term portfolio. This is honestly this volatility that we've had this year. And I want people to understand that the volatility that we've had so far this year is not going anywhere. This volatility is going to continue. It's here to stay, because going forward from here, although this number is very, very good to see that inflation has finally officially peaked. And now the conversation shifts to, well, then how quickly does inflation actually start coming down, right? How quickly does inflation come down now that we know that it's peaked and the worst of our inflation is behind us? Christine Christensen, first day as a member, I made 5% on my money because I followed your advice to the letter. Thanks. Yes, Christine. Yes, Christine Christensen just signed up literally last night. I told you guys. I told you literally on last night's live stream, I told you how important today was going to be. It was a fantastic day in chat today, guys. We were trading Meta, we traded Roblox, we traded Bed Bath & Beyond. Members were hitting NVTA. I mean, this was just a monster day for us inside of the chat. The Carnival Cruise Lines, monster trades on Carnival Cruise. I mean, just monster moves between myself, the members, the moderators. Because remember, TG is not just myself. There's other professional traders that are mods in your trading group. There's 8 other traders that are calling out trades and giving you commentary and alerting you to everything it is that they're doing. Today was a great day inside of chat. It really, really was. I mean, there's just a target-rich environment. Congrats to everyone that has recently signed up. We are approaching 400 new members in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so we've got a lot of new members joining the TC family over the last couple of weeks. Everybody, I've made you well aware of how important this time period is in this situation that we've had with this rising rates, inflation, but a jobs market that is the strongest that it has ever been. This is a unique situation that we have never really been through before. And trying to trade through this environment, a lot of people can't realize, they can't figure out for the life of them, how is the market rallying the last month and a half if we have inflation and we're talking about a recession, how is the market going higher? A lot of people that don't understand the macro picture and what is moving markets and what the markets actually really do care about, what's priced in, what the markets are trying to determine. A lot of people can't understand why the market's going higher. You know what this reminds me of? 2020. In 2020, when the stock market crashed, everybody wanted to short the markets. And I told you that it was the greatest buying opportunity of your lifetimes. And we sunk our ton of money into our long-term portfolio in March of 2020. My TC fam, ayo, congratulations all of you that got long on that COVID dip. And congratulations to all people that are viewers of this live stream since 2020, because I was screaming at the top of my lungs to get long the market when that happened. But what happened from that point on? The entire economy was shut down, but yet the market rallied to new all-time highs. And people that were uneducated could not for the life of them figure out, how is the market going higher? How? Why? They couldn't figure it out. The entire economy was shut down. We lost 22 million jobs, and people couldn't figure out why the market was going to all-time highs. That's because they didn't understand what was moving the market. That was a liquidity-based rally thanks to the Federal Reserve pumping liquidity into the system and Congress pumping liquidity into the economy. That was a liquidity-based rally that we jumped all over in True Trading Group and made our members a boatload of not just money, but that's wealth. When you take a look at where the market is today in comparison to where it was during that COVID crash, that's when wealth is built. It's by stepping in and buying when nobody else wants to. It's when everybody else is scared. Remember the famous quote by Warren Buffett, be greedy when others are fearful. And that quote's never been more true than it is here today, just like it's never been more true when everybody thought the zombie apocalypse was going to happen when the pandemic hit and nobody refused. I was called a complete idiot, literally on these live streams. Someone that has traded professionally on Wall Street, that was trained at a hedge fund, that received the Trader of the Year award, that's been doing this for over 15 years. I had people on this live stream that have been trading for 1 year, maybe even 2 years, that have done nothing more than just go on Reddit, tell me that I was stupid and that I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, I told you back in 2020 that that was an opportunity to buy. And I was dead right. At the end of 2021, I told you, and guys, you don't have to take my word for this. I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. All you have to do is go back and watch my live streams that are literally on this channel from the time periods in which I'm stating. At the end of last year, I told you that I was selling in my long-term portfolio in anticipation for a market sell-off this year. So we took profit at the end of 2021 when everybody else was looking to flip their next NFT from 300,000 to $1 million and was holding on to Dogecoin until it went to $5. Instead, we were taking profits in our long-term portfolio, raising cash for this exact moment that you have in front of you today. And then I came on these live streams in May and then again in June, telling everybody that I was buying in my long-term portfolio. And again, people that have been trading for 1 or 2 years told me that I was stupid and that I did not know what I was talking about. Those exact same people today are asking me if Mike is the bottom in. And after today's CPI inflation data, yeah. So now what? Now what? Now that inflation has peaked, now that it looks like the Fed might be less aggressive than people initially thought, what does that mean for the markets here now going forward? Yo, Gabe, what's up, brother? Gabe Herrera. I've been a member for 2 months. After the Teach D courses, I had $250 left, and today my account hit $2,500. Thanks again, TTG. Yo, honestly, I got to give Gabe a massive, massive congratulations because, Gabe, Adam told me you actually borrowed money to join True Trading Group. And the fact that you, if I wasn't mistaken, you borrowed money from your boss. The fact that you have taken $250, and a lot of people that watch these live streams, they think that that's not enough money to start. A lot of people think you need tens of thousands of dollars to get started. It's simply not true. So, Gabe, I really seriously, bro, and I see you on all of these live streams, Gabe, and I see you in chat participating. I know the work that you have put in over these last couple of months. It is not luck. It is not a fluke that you've turned $250 into $2,500. That is not a fluke. That's not by luck. You've worked your ass off to get to where you are, to then 10x your account. I'm so proud of you, man. Congratulations. Everybody, Gabe, give a big congratulations. He has worked his ass off to get to where he is here today. And I'm just so proud of the achievements that you've been able to accomplish, my man. And Gabe, I got to be honest with you, brother, this is just the beginning. This is literally just the beginning for you. Sky is the limit, my man. Sky is the limit. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you, seriously. So we have a lot to go down. We got a lot to break down here, guys. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, a lot of people are still in denial about what's going on right before their eyes, and the numbers don't lie. I'm going to talk to you guys on this live stream. We're going to break this live stream down in a couple of different segments. I am going to talk to you about a major stock market prediction that I'm going to give all of you here today on this live stream. Now, remember, I've given you major stock market predictions so far over the last couple of years. I haven't missed on one. I told you during the 2020 crash that, guys, I'm calling it. The bottom is in 2020. You got to get long. The markets are going to go to all-time highs. We were right about that. I made another major call at the end of last year. Go watch my live streams. I told you I'm selling out of my long-term portfolio. I expect a crash in 2022. We were right about that. I told you I was stepping in and adding to my long-term portfolio during the summer. We were right about that. I'm going to give you another prediction here this evening. So you guys better make sure you get a pen and paper out because I'm going to go over that from a longer-term basis. But first, before I get into that, I want to go over and I want to answer a couple of very commonly asked questions. I got a ton of questions from people today. Obviously, today's a huge day. It was a big day from data standpoint. It was a big day from an inflationary standpoint, economic data. The overall markets traded significantly higher. Today was a very, very, very important day. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, this is how some people ask me questions. I've got questions that I want to ask. I want to answer. These are from members, but also non-members. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. My Twitter handle is at @MikeEdward_TTG. Again, the Twitter handle is at @MikeEdward_TTG. MikeEdward_TTG. Give me a follow. I'm always posting market commentary, trade ideas, and analysis on my Twitter handle. So you guys can go ahead and there and give me a quick follow. But I want to answer 5 of the most commonly asked questions that we've gotten from people. These are members and non-members alike. And then I will go into the biggest trading prediction that I'm going to make here for the rest of the year. And then we're going to be recapping some of our big trades today. We're going to be talking about AMC, the SPY, NVTA. We're going to be talking about Bed Bath & Beyond, Roblox, a lot of action in chat for us here today. So we're going to recap all of that action. And then later on in this live stream, maybe if we got some time, we'll go over a little bit more of those, or I'll, like I said, I'll talk more about that stock market prediction as we go forward. But let's get to the questions. I want to roll things. We got a lot to talk about. First question that I want to touch upon. Okay. The first question that I got asked here today that I want to address. This is from saying that the Wall Street Journal said that we are now in a bull market. Is it true? And how do we verify this? Okay. Now, there is not a clear definition of a bull market like there is the clear definition of a bear market. The bear market, very technical definition, is when a stock market declines 20% or more from its recent highs. That is the technical definition of a bear market. Now, some people will argue that a bull market is when the overall market rallies 20% or more over the course of a couple of months. Okay, so we're not quite yet there for that 20% rally. Other people will say that you go into a new bull market after the stock market coming out of a bear market goes back to all-time highs. So some people will argue you won't be in a bull market technically until the markets get back to here. Other people will argue once we've gained 20% off of this recent low that you would say that we are now in a bull market. So I would not be ready to say that we are necessarily in a bull market. I wouldn't consider it necessarily a bull market, but the markets have clearly stabilized. We bounced off the lows very aggressively. This is a much further bounce than people had initially expected. I told you on the live stream last night. If you watched my live stream last night, I told you that we have a chance if we come in light on that CPI data for the markets to gap above this previous resistance level that has been in place now for the last couple of months. And if you do gap above that level, you watch for that level to become support, because if the SPY cannot break back underneath this level, right here, I'll draw this candle for you. If the SPY does not do this, okay, if we do not do that and give back this entire day today, then you have the real possibility and the real likelihood of seeing the SPY push up to your next major level of resistance. And a lot of people may not want to believe that this is even freaking possible, But you're talking about a move to 4,300 now, which takes you back to these previous pivot highs and also the 200-day moving average, which is the yellow line on that screen. And I do believe after CPI data today, I do believe this market's got legs to get back up to that 200-day moving average and back to the previous resistance levels that you had there from the end of April. That is very, very, very much in play. Okay. Again, people call me crazy about it, even last night on the live stream. But what else do you need to see in order for us to start to think that these type of moves are possible? It's all about what the markets care about and what we are riding on. So there's my answer to that first question. Let's roll on over to the second question. And that is going to be, how important is PPI data tomorrow after today's CPI data? Can all this good be undone tomorrow if PPI is bad? That's a great question. You guys are asking all the right questions. That's how I know that you are paying attention on these live streams, because on these live streams, I work very, very hard to educate you. Okay. I work very hard to provide you insight and knowledge into what it is that's actually moving the market and what piece of information can make the markets go back up or go back down. A lot of people get those catalysts wrong, i.e., the 2020 crash. Everyone thought, oh, the economy's closed, the stock market can't go up. You were wrong if that's the piece of information that you thought the market cared about. And that's why I go over this stuff. So you guys are asking all of the right questions. I want you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. That's why I give you all of this information. The more that you understand, the better off you are going to be prepared to be able to make better financial decisions when it comes to the stock market for both you and your family. I don't want you to have to rely on myself or the other moderators. I want you to be able to understand this stuff so that you can make decisions that are best for you without having to rely on somebody else. So let me get into this question. How important is PPI? Can this be undone today? The numbers that you got. Now, your CPI number coming in lighter than expected. The areas of inflation that came down the most were food and energy. Rent and shelter and real estate were actually sticky parts of inflation, which actually went a little bit higher. Rent actually went higher, okay? But energy prices, commodity prices, food prices all came down. I told you this yesterday. All you got to do is look at the UN food price index. You've seen it's dropped 9%. That's the biggest drop you've had since like 1980, okay? Or 2008 and then 1980. That's a huge drop in the price of food. And it's going to take a little time, obviously, depending on where you are in the country, for you to feel the actual impact of that price decrease. But everybody can go to the gas station around the corner or down the street from your house and see that gas is down about $1 a gallon. You were paying maybe, $5.10 national average. Now you're paying $4.10 national average. Okay, so that price of energy has come down, food has come down. CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, which is what you got today, measures the change in price that for goods and services that consumers pay for. Energy, food, real estate, cars, other different types of services. Okay. But PPI is called the Producer Price Index. Now, the PPI is different from CPI. CPI is what consumers pay for. PPI is the cost of materials for what it costs producers and manufacturers to actually make the things that we buy, like this pen. If you were to go to the store and buy this pen for $7, that's going to be CPI, right? You're buying a good. That'll factor into CPI. But as a producer or a manufacturer, they need wood, they need steel, they need the ink, right? They need the rubber they need all of those different pieces. What are the price of those materials to actually make this pen? That is the Producer Price Index. That's the piece of data you're going to get tomorrow. You know what does not factor really into Producer Price Index? Rent and real estate prices does not have the same impact on PPI as it does CPI. But those those commodity prices coming down, okay, the commodity prices coming down greatly go into PPI. So I actually think PPI is going to be better than CPI. Okay, now the actual number itself might be higher, but the rate of change might actually be better. Okay, so again, PPI number tomorrow, the actual number might be higher, but the rate of change might even be better. because the commodity price, like you got to look at producers and manufacturers, like just look at transportation costs, right? Like as the cost of diesel fuel goes up, it becomes even that much more expensive to ship product across the country, okay? Or to ship products, into other parts of the world or whatever it is. So commodity prices coming down, you're going to see that really come up in the PPI data. If for some reason PPI is a surprise tomorrow and it actually comes in hot, which I do not think that it will, but if PPI comes in hot tomorrow, you could undo some of the optimism that you have in the markets today, because it's a huge gap up today, over 2% on the S&P. That's a huge move. Over 2% on the NASDAQ. Those are huge moves. So if PPI number comes in hot, you could undo some of that optimism, but I don't expect it to come in hot. The biggest concern that I had in inflation was the shelter area, because that's the sticky part. And you still, even with that, had CPI come in light, 8.5 versus 8.7 expected headline, 5.9 core versus 6.1 expected core. And again, core is inflation minus food and energy. So once you take out food and energy from the CPI, you're left with the core data. And the Fed cares more about the core data than they do the headline data, because the headline data, which includes food and energy, the Fed can't control food and energy prices. Raising rates is not going to bring down the price of oil or bring down the price of natural gas or wheat. That's supply and demand issues when it comes to commodities. The Fed focuses on what they can control and areas of the economy and areas of inflation, rather, that they can control by raising rates. So to see the core CPI number be under the expectation is a good sign. And you're going to want to see that core number continue to decline for the next couple of months. All right. Next question. What is yield curve and how does that affect everything you are talking about? Okay, so the yield curve has to do with the different yields that are paid on different treasury bonds and different treasury notes and T-bills. So you have different types of T-bills. You got the 2-year treasury, the 5-year, the 10-year, the 30-year, and you have the 3-month. There's a lot of different types of T-bills and notes that are out there that as an investor you can buy. Essentially what that is, when you buy that, you're lending money to the government, and the government is saying, I'm going to pay you this interest rate for you lending us that money. That's essentially what it is when you're buying a T-bill, right? When you buy a 10-year note, okay, you're basically saying, okay, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to get 2.78% back on my money, which people like because the U.S. government always pays its debts. I mean, there's no safer bet than the U.S. government paying its debt, okay? It's considered a very safe investment. So the yield curve is the relationship between the different interest rates that those bills pay. So typically in a normal economic environment, the shorter the holding period of the note. So if you buy if you buy something for a 2-year note, right, the interest rate is typically lower than if you buy a 30-year note, right? So you're getting paid higher interest to buy a further out note to maturity, okay? So the yield curve is the relationship between all of those. So let's say in a normal environment, the 2-year will pay a 2% interest rate, the 5-year will pay a 2.3% interest rate, the 10-year will pay a 2.7% interest rate, and the 30-year will pay a 3.1% interest rate. And that's maybe in a normal market environment. The further out you go, the higher the interest rate. And the difference between those yields, let's say the 2-year and the 10-year, is considered a yield curve. The spread between those two things, that's the yield curve. When the earlier or the shorter term bills pay a higher interest rate than the longer term bills, that's considered an inverted yield curve. When the yield curve inverts, now all of a sudden you're getting higher interest for a shorter term note than you do longer term, which is the environment you're in today, where you might get a 2-year note pays 2.9%, a 5-year pays 2.8, a 10-year pays 2.7, and a 30-year pays 2.8, something like that. That's an inverted yield curve. Now, inverted yield curves historically have been early signals of recession. Now, we already know that we're in the technical definition of a recession, which is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. I told you earlier this year, we are going to go into a recession, but I've stood fast by my theory that this recession will be unlike any recession that we've really ever experienced before, and I expect it to be a mild one. And so far, that's held true. It's so mild so right now to the fact that people are arguing the definition of a recession, and maybe we need to change it because we've never in history had 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth with the unemployment rate actually going down, not up. The unemployment rate went from 3.6 in June to 3.5 in July. But GDP growth was down 1.6% in Q1 and down 0.9% in Q2. Well, that's the technical definition of a recession. But how bad of a recession can you really have if everybody has a job? That's the buffer. And I've been talking to you about this buffer for months. When everyone's talking about this is going to be the end of all recessions, it's going to be worse than 2008. You're totally wrong. It's not going to be worse than 2008. It's not even going to be close to 2008. I traded through 2008. I worked on Wall Street through 2008. In 2008, you were 48 hours away from going to the bank, going to the ATM machine, and then being like, hey, I'm really sorry, but we don't have your money. That was 2008. Okay? That was 2008. First of all, Tim, this is not my first rodeo, brother. Okay? And so far, I've been dead spot on about everything that I've said to you so far this year. Okay? I haven't been spot on just from last week. Okay? But for roughly over an entire year out, I've called this because I know how the markets work. This is what I do. And guess what? If and when I am wrong, I own it and I will tell you when I am wrong. So far, that's not been the case. And I'm not a Monday morning quarterback. I tell you every single thing that I'm going to be doing. Okay? And I finish what I'm going to be talking to you about here on this live stream, okay, the narrative changes with the headlines, not with us. I have stood by this exact theory all year. And everyone that's watching my live streams all year knows that to be true. If you're just tuning in, you might think that I'm being a little overly bullish. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that the market is set up right now. Okay, the market is set up right now for a specific scenario going into the end of the year. And if a couple other things actually happen, then the markets could surprise people going into the end of the year. The markets could very well surprise people going into the year if some of these things happen. Yes, I agree with you. We've gotten one CPI number where inflation came down, but it's the first number where we actually came in under the expectations. Now, the Federal Reserve has been extremely consistent with saying 1 month is not enough for us to change our stance on our rate hike. It's not enough for us to pivot. And that is very true. They've been very clear about this. So far, we've gotten 1 month. The Fed wants to see 2 to 3 months of the CPI number coming down. So far, we got 1 month. But guess what, Tim? You can't have 2 months without having one. And that's why today is such an important day. Now, September, it will tell us if you get another consecutive month of inflation coming down. Now, if you get another month where, let's say, August CPI is expected to come in at 8.4 and it comes in at 7.9 or 8.0, that's going to be now 2 consecutive months of a significant decline in CPI. I'm not talking about going from 8.5 to 8.4. That's not a significant decline. That's not meaningful enough. You need to see these like 40, 50, 60 basis point drops in CPI for the Fed to really just shift their stance and for the Fed to say, we've got inflation under control. And the Fed's been trying to tell people that we've got this under control for a long time, but the markets have not believed them. If you get another month of a 40 or 50 basis point drop in CPI, the market's going to start to feel like maybe the Fed actually can pull off a soft landing. The possibilities of a soft landing went up today. Whether you believe you're going to get a soft landing or not, that you can't fight the action that you're seeing in the overall market and the opportunities that this market is providing you on any given day from a trading standpoint. You can't deny those opportunities because the volatility in this market, up 2% on the SPY and the NASDAQ, those are huge moves in individual stocks. I mean, in the indexes, and the moves that you're seeing in individual stocks are even bigger. That volatility is not going anywhere. The market is going to be living on every single piece of economic data, every single piece of inflation data, CPI, PPI, and PCE. The market's going to live and live on, every single labor and jobs number that we are going to get from here on out. And if a couple more things happen, the markets are set up for something that many people are not prepared for, that many hedge funds institutions are not positioned for. And that's what we're going to talk about here today on this live stream. Okay, so I'm not sitting here saying, oh my God, that's it, inflation is over. Inflation is not over. It's still 8.5%, but it's peaked. And that's important. And you've got to recognize that. You can't just sit there with blinders on and say the world is ending, the world is ending, and you sit there and keep waiting for the world to end. You've got to understand what's moving the market so you can properly take advantage of the opportunities that are in the markets. Of course, inflation's not just gone. Yeah, it's still high. It's 8.5%. The Fed wants to get it to 2.5 or 2. Yeah, we still got a ways to go, but you got to start somewhere. And today was the first start of that. That's why the markets are up over 2%. But we're going to talk more about that in a minute. I want to get into the rest of these questions. All right. I want to get into the rest of these questions. Question number 4, what is the VIX and how would you use it to trade? The VIX is the volatility index. Okay. It's commonly also referred to as the fear index. Okay. And the reason why people sometimes will call it the fear index, okay, is because typically when this goes up, people get scared because typically when it goes up, the markets are moving to the downside. They're moving to the downside significantly. So that's why that's why I kind of got the term the fear gauge. Okay. The VIX really measures, 30-day volatility expectations for the market. That's what the VIX measures. Okay. So if the markets go higher, if the VIX goes higher, right? Every time the VIX has spiked, right? You see these big spikes, right? These are moments when if you line it up with a chart against the SPY, these will be instances where the SPY goes down very sharply. And when the SPY goes down, when markets go down, volatility picks up because when markets go down, stocks make bigger and wider and faster moves. That's volatility. So volatility will start to pick up. Okay. As volatility goes down, what this means is traders are expecting a calmer scenario over the next 30 days. As VIX goes up, traders expect wild, crazy moves as the markets go down. Okay. So the VIX moving all the way to the downside, you can make positive and negative arguments against this. Some traders rely on the VIX just to literally be long and short on the excessive ranges of the VIX. What I mean by that is you have a very clear range here on the VIX. If you draw a line across, let's say the high teens, and then you draw, wrong indicator. And then let's say you draw a line across, let's say the mid to high 30s, right? It's because it's very clear that the VIX is trading in a very wide range. And you have some traders that will literally short the market when the VIX gets down into this level. And then you have other traders that will go long the market when the VIX gets to the top end of the range. All right. So right now you're getting this drop in the VIX, which is going to bring the VIX down into areas that traders are going to start to think about shorting the market to give themselves some insurance here with this volatility in the VIX. So the VIX, like I said, guys, is a volatility gauge and a volatility index, but commonly got its name the fear gauge or the fear index, but it actually doesn't measure fear. It measures volatility. All right. Next question. Okay, next question. If you could teach your members one thing to help them be better traders, what would it be and why? Wow. Another great question. These are great questions. Honestly, I think risk management is the single most important piece, is the single most important thing to teach people. The goal of people getting involved in the stock market is not just to make money. The goal is to make consistent money. Anybody can make money in the market, right? Keeping that money and growing that money and making more, that's the harder part. A lot of you know that to be true firsthand. A lot of you made a bunch of money last year and you lost it all this year. A lot of you, there's 1,300 people watching this live stream. Many of you, that's probably happened to. Many of you probably made a boatload last year, having no idea what you were doing. You were just buying stuff that people were telling you about on social media. Never sold it because, right, diamond hands forever, everything goes to the moons, hodl for dear life. And now you've lost all of that money, and possibly even worse, you probably even lost more because not understanding that what worked last year is not working this year. Yes, Gabe, that's my quote. So one of my favorite quotes, and this was my mentor, my boss at the fund. He actually is the one who told me this quote, and it stuck with me for life, and it completely changed my trading forever. And that quote was, successful traders are more concerned with how much they're going to lose if they're wrong. Struggling traders are more concerned with how much they're going to make if they're right. And that statement is as true as true will ever be. It's as true as the sky is blue and the ocean is wet. You know, it's as true as those statements will ever be. And that one quote is actually something that changed my entire trading career around and really helped catapult me to the next level when I really started to focus on how much I'll lose if I'm wrong, rather than obsessing over how much I'm going to make if I'm right. But the problem is too many people think that the stock market is a casino, and it's not a casino. If you know what you're doing, okay, you're not looking at 50-50 odds. You want 50-50 odds, just go to Vegas, go put your money on red or black. And even that's a little less than 50% because you have 0 and 000 green. But, you know, trading is and being consistently profitable is all about playing the probabilities in the market and identifying high probability setups and situations. That's what being a trader is. It's about identifying high probability and putting yourself on the right side of that probability over and over again. But too many people swing for the fences on every single trade that they make. And they'll make money on a couple of different trades, and then all of a sudden they lose it on 2 losing trades because they don't stick to their stop losses. They get way too much position size. They don't understand the volatility of the trade they're making. All trades are not created equal. Some trades are very, very low risk and very low volatility. Others are extreme high risk and extreme high volatility. And you should not be in the same size position if on those 2 completely different types of trades. Okay. And a lot of people don't understand proper risk management. So without getting into a 45-minute spiel on risk management lessons, it's something that, I would just say risk management in general. I'll teach you guys proper and professional levels of risk management. Most people do not understand risk management on a professional level. And I'll teach you that as a member True Trading Group, I promise you. I'm a huge stickler for it. It's probably what I obsess over the most. When people join True Trading Group, it's probably one of the things that I help them focus on the most, which is proper position size and stop losses and understanding risk and volatility when you get yourself into trades, because you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you make 10 trades, 3 are losers, 7 are winners, and you still don't make money. But that's what happens to a lot of people because they lose a lot more money when they're wrong than they make when they're right. In order for you to become consistently profitable in the markets over time, which is what your goal is, you're not here to just make money in a month and then just disappear. You're here to make money for the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, etc. And in order for you to do that, you need to make more money when you're right than you lose when you're wrong. But many people, most people, it's the exact opposite. And when it's the exact opposite, it's that much harder to become consistently profitable because you can be right 70% of the time and just be breaking even. That's a problem because it's impossible for you to be right 100% of the time. Your win rate can only go so high. You're going to be wrong. You're going to have losing trades. So being able to control that is extremely important. All right. So I'd say that that's the biggest thing that I would teach people that are part of True Trading. It is the biggest thing I teach people, but for new people, that whoever was asking that question was a new person or someone that's not a member. That is my answer regarding that topic. Speaking of not being members, guys, I want to know how many people we have on the live stream. There's about 1,300 people with us right now. I want to know who's with us that's not a member of True Trading Group. If you guys are not a member, can you guys just do me a favor? Type the letters TTG. Type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group, please. I just want to see who's here that's not a member of TTG so I get a better understanding of what we have going on here for this evening before I get into a pretty big stock market prediction that I want to make for people. So go ahead, guys, and just type the letters TTG in the chat. I want to see how many people are not members. Dirty Cubans here. Welcome back. We got Tavin, Sniffer, Fred Monty, Steven, Rowan, Jay Toggs, ABP, Yosef. Welcome back. Pleska, Eugen. Oh, that's incredible. I just got to read a comment from T945 and then I'll pick things back up. T945 says, I have made almost all of my money back from having the dreaded diamond hands, and I've made my full TTG membership back, including lifetime. Thank you so much for True Trading Group. I cannot say it enough. Okay, enough. Beautiful. Jameson Nielsen, I'm going to hit that comment as well. Been with TTG for just about 2 weeks, hammering out the classes. I won't need that double your money back guarantee because taking a few safer trades called out by the mods, I'm already up $500 since joining. Holton Gaming just joined today. Welcome to the family. Let me see who else we have here that's not a member. Royal Day Traders, welcome. David Vickers, Jad, Rogelio, Rome, Rakimbolo, Curtis, Hi, Solomon, Rick Ebner, Brian Wayland, Floyd, S. Renault, Mike Kemper, Matthias, JC from Hawaii, Najarin Fuller. Great, guys. Lots of new members that are joining us here today. Locke Nguyen. This is great, guys. Yes, very nice. New bass player, Ed Lynn. I've learned so much just from this week. Charles Wilkinson just joined the trial. Very nice. Welcome to our trial, Charles. Oh, that's awesome. Glenn Wilson goes, Mike, I pulled out of the long-term portfolio when you did last year, and a few weeks ago I started adding back. Thank you very much. Awesome. I absolutely love it. All right. Awesome. Guys, listen, for those of you that are typing the letters TTG, okay, for those that are typing the letters TTG in chat, listen, last night we were going to be moving the price of our membership up to $12.50 today. That was the plan. I didn't expect the day that we had with the CPI data coming in as light as it actually did. And this is one of the greatest environments that I think that we've ever seen. I mean, you got to go back to 2020 and that COVID crash. You got to go back to 2020, for you guys to be looking at that type of environment and that type of situation. And I know most people missed out on that opportunity, but I think this is one of the greatest trading environments that I've ever seen. And I coined 2022 as the year of the active trader, and I just feel that the best trades this year are still in front of us, as the market is going to be leaning on every single piece of inflation data and is going to be leaning on every single piece of jobs data and employment data that we're going to be getting here going forward. Fred Monty says, I missed last night's sale. I really need this. Been watching for a while. You never raised the price, and you are now. Please, bro, I'm sorry for waiting. We do raise the price. We've actually raised the price almost $200 over the last 2 weeks. Okay, you guys could have, you could have joined 2 weeks ago for close to $1,100. I mean, closer to $1,000. Now the price yesterday was $11.87. I'm not going to keep the price at last night's price. I am going to be moving the price of this membership higher. I'm not keeping it at $11.87. I'm sorry. I extended it one day when somebody else, Jay Shockley, asked us a couple days ago to keep the membership at $11.87. I extended it for one day. I'm not going to do that again. I am going to move the prices membership up, but I'll meet you in the middle. Fred, I'll meet you in the middle. Instead of us going all the way to $12.50 here today, I'm doing this anyway. I was going to do this anyway today, Fred, so you don't really have to worry about it. I guess your prayer has been answered, because I was planning on doing this anyway. I'm not keeping the price at $11.87. What I'm going to do here now, I'm not going to reduce it. I'll move the price up to $11.95. $11.95 is what we're going to do. That's a 45% discount on the price of a membership to True Trading Group. The price is normally, it's $11.97. Okay, $11.97, not $11.95. $11.97. Okay, $11.97 is where I'm going to move the price of this membership to. It's normally $2,212, but You guys can go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121, and that'll get you a 45% discount, which drops the price all the way down to $11.97. Okay, as we work on moving that price back up over $1,200 and then up to that $1,250 price point. You guys have to realize that if you're not a member of True Trading Group, everything that we do is geared to work for you, regardless of how much time that you have, or rather time you don't have. Okay, at True Trading Group, we provide you with the right education, tools, resources, and community that can help you to make money. Right? And yes, Adam and I, we did not get more laptops, but Adam and I will be buying 15 more laptops retail to take away any and all excuses, because we are moving the price of the membership up. But I do want to try to offer you guys some type of an electronic incentive. So Adam and I will buy 15 laptops.
Why did you involve me in that?
It's fine. I just assumed you're okay with it. You got a haircut today. I just assumed you're okay with it.
What does that have to do with anything?
You look good. You're feeling good. I mean, I feel like it's something, you're in a giving mood today because you're happy. You got your ears lowered. You're having a good time. Don't worry about it. So the next 15 people, what I'll do is we're going to give laptops out for the next 15 people. Okay, that go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. So to recap, you get the 45% discount and you get a free laptop that you can trade with, or use it for work, give it to your kid for school, sell it on eBay. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. But that's the incentive that we're going to keep here for this evening. I really don't want you guys to think and feel like this platform and this membership is out of reach for you. This is, I think, one of the most important environments that we have been in. And most people that just got involved in the markets over the last 2 years have never been in an environment like this. They've never experienced a bear market. And you need guidance. You need to understand what is going on in the markets. And you need proper education and access to tools and resources that can help you guys make better decisions, that can very plain and simple increase the chances of you making money. True Trading Group members are making money and they're becoming better traders. And to prove it to you, just watch this real quick. Members, I'm talking to members real quick. If you are a member, you're making money and you're becoming better traders, I want you to go ahead and type the $ in chat right now, real quick. Just type the $, guys, if you're a member and you are making money and becoming better traders. Very simple question. Making money, becoming better traders? If the answer is yes, type the $. Anyone that's not a member, if you type TTG, just look at how many people are about to type the $. These people, they found True Trading Group the exact same way that all of you did here today, and that's a live stream. They realized that spending an hour and a half with me, they learned more because I'm giving you real education. Oh, hell yeah, Coffee Crisp. I paid $12.82 last year, and I already made back several memberships since. There you go. Coffee Crisp paid $12.82 for this membership. You guys can get it right now for $11.97. I'm telling you the price is going to be going back up over that $1,200 price point. So you guys want to jump on it and take advantage of this here now. We lowered the price because of inflation, all this crazy stuff for this year, but the value of our membership is just simply plain and simple too high, and we are going to move the price of that membership back up. These people typing the $, there's no difference between them and you. They had all the same excuses. They have full-time jobs. They got small accounts. They have no experience. They lost money in the markets before, but yet now here they are telling you, hey, I am actually becoming a much better trader thanks to the TTG platform. That's incredible. Kanai started with $7,500 in April of 2020. Today, Kanai has $89,866.80 in their account. Kanai, congratulations. That's absolutely nothing short of incredible and amazing. It's amazing what an education can actually do for you. Whether you guys day trade, swing trade, we focus on everything. Day trading, swing trading, long-term investing. We do stocks, options, crypto, futures. We do it all. There's something for everybody inside True Trading Group. And if you guys can't be focused in front of your computer all day long, like we can, don't worry about it because we do most of the heavy lifting for you. Up $1,000 this week, and I only risk $100 per day. Reggie, my man, I cannot begin to explain to you, Reggie, how proud I am of your success. I remember when you first joined True Trading Group, and there was a little bit of a struggle there at the beginning, and you hung in there, you went through the courses, you got the education, and now you're having success. Reggie, seriously, bro, I remember when you first joined. I'm so damn proud of you. I'm so damn happy for you. Keep it going. I will be signing up for year 3, never leaving TTG, JT. Yes, 3rd year as a member. Guys, we have a 78% retention rate with our members since we started this company. Do you understand what that means? That means 78% of our members are like JT. When their membership is up, they renew their membership, or upgrade to become a lifetime member. If our members were all just losing money, learning nothing, I do not think 78% of them would be continuously renewing their membership when their year is up. Dude, if your membership is worth it, no need to sell it so hard. It's clear you help people. Listen, yes, Alex, it is clear that we help people, okay? But True Trading Group is a business also, Alex. We've got what, Adam, 28 now? 28 employees with True Trading Group? We have 28 employees with True Trading Group. You guys may not realize True Trading Group is not just, hey guys, follow my trade alerts in like some free Discord chat room. That's not what True Trading Group is. True Trading Group is an entire platform of tools and resources and education that can help retail traders level the playing field. Okay, so we're a business. True Trading Group is a business, but we succeed and excel as a business as members actually excel, reach their goals, and make money. That's how we succeed as a business. Okay, now I'm the trading side of this business. I focus on all the trading stuff. Adam, who's my business partner and co-founder, he runs the back end part. He runs the business, the marketing side of everything that is True Trading Group. Our goal with True Trading Group is to make sure that, and you may not know this or not, Alex, but in the professional, in the like the hedge fund world and on Wall Street, they consider retail traders dumb money. I don't know if you knew that or not. And they consider themselves smart money. I want True Trading Group's platform to be the reason that retail is never referred to as dumb money. I want TTG to be the reason that retail traders now have a real understanding of the markets and have access to real tools and information, the same kind that professional traders use to help them make better decisions. If all you have is $1,000 in a Robinhood account and a Reddit page, and you think you're going to be as successful as professional traders that have access to all these tools, you're dreaming. That's why we've created True Trading Group. Adam, if you want to come on maybe for a minute, if you want to come on for a minute and kind of talk about the business side of TTG for a minute before I move on.
Yeah, so I'll just make it quick. So for those of you that are maybe new here, there's a lot of people that type TTG. We don't really spend a lot of money on advertising outside of outside of these live streams. Most of the money that we spend on marketing and advertising is to get people on these live streams. That's why we call it an edumercial. We don't want to market and advertise like everyone else. It is a much slower grind for us. A much slower grind, meaning that we do not get members as quickly as a lot of other people do. People that charge way more money than us. There's companies out there that give you a fraction of what we, give, but they are charging, double, and they're saying, things that you guys want to hear. We're not going to tell you the things you want to hear. We're going to tell you the truth. We're going to give you the best chance for success. That's what we're going to do. But it is a business. This is the opportunity. This time on the live stream is an opportunity to give information, to give free education, but also to sell the crap out of our business.
Yeah.
To sell the crap out of our business, because if you have a good product, if you have something that can benefit other people, you have a moral responsibility to let as many people know as you can. And it's as simple as that.
To touch upon that, guys, I'm humble enough to tell you that I didn't figure this stuff out just by myself. I didn't read books and sit in my mom's basement for 3 years and back test a bunch of different things. I was taught by other professionals. I understand the value of this skill set. And I understand more than anybody the potential impact that learning this could have on someone's life. Because I'm very successful in my life in this point in my life at 37 years old. If you asked me when I was 20, if I thought I would be where I am today at 37, I would have said no way. But I know that if it wasn't for the experience and the education and the guidance that I had received, there's no way I would be where I am today. If I didn't have this skill and this knowledge, I don't know what path my life would have gone down. It certainly wouldn't be where I am here today. And I know that. So when I look, especially when someone joins True Trading Group, I feel a real personal responsibility to help that person reach their goals, because I know what type of impact it can have on their life and their family's life if they're able to become successful at this. Okay. I look at it's like the people that helped me. Imagine if they just turned their back to me and didn't answer any of my questions. I wouldn't be where I am today. So when someone joins your trading group, that's the obligation, that's a responsibility that we take on when you guys, and that's why we say welcome to the family. Like we say welcome to the family there for a reason. So just to touch upon that, to what Adam just said, we do feel a responsibility to try to make sure that as many, because there's so much BS out there. There's so many scam artists out there, people that have never made a dollar trading the markets, trying to convince you they have some special strategy. Someone that is that just making believe that they have some special equation or some special pattern that they don't want, Wall Street doesn't want you to know. There's some secret. It's total BS. And there's a lot of innocent people out there that have spent their hard-earned money on those hopes and dreams only to be completely bamboozled and scammed. And that pisses me off. There's nothing that pisses me off more than someone that is trying to invest in themselves to better their lives for them and their family, and someone stealing from them. And I want to change this industry. Adam and I sought out very early when we started True Trading Group to completely disrupt this industry of online stock market and this type of trading and investing education. We want to disrupt this industry, and this is how we do it. To be completely honest with you, this is how we do it. So yes, I sell memberships on these live streams, guys, but I also provide you with a hell of an amount of educational material and free lessons and analysis and trade ideas that can help you guys make money in the markets as early as tomorrow. Right? So speaking to that a little bit more, like if you guys can't be in front of your computer all day long, use our mobile app. Our mobile app will let you actually get the trade alerts in real time push notifications. Okay, real-time push notifications. So if you can't be in front of your computer, don't worry about it. You have a cell phone? Great. You all have cell phones. You can get all of that. Okay, guys, you know what? Members, if you're grateful that I have given you this sales pitch, and if you're grateful that I've sold you on one of these live streams, if I sold you on one of these live streams and you're happy that I did, type AO in chat right now. Again, if you came on a live stream and I sold you on a live stream and now you are happy that I did, type AO in chat right now. Just look. Just look. This is what I'm talking about. Members of True Trading Group, guys, why do you think these people are here? They found us the same way you did. It's one of these live streams. And now they're happy as hell. Happier than a dog in fresh cut grass. There's no difference between them and you guys. So you guys can use that mobile app, okay? Use that mobile app. That way you can follow along with what we're doing in chat during the day. As long as you can listen to music at work, you're good, because the mobile app will let you see the screen share. You can listen as the moderators talk to you on the microphone and give you commentary throughout the day. Yo, Dave Norby. Yes. Guys, there he is. Dave Norby in the flesh. Dave Norby in the flesh. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That's incredible. Dave Norby, what's up, man? And pay attention to the fact Coffee Crisp didn't complain about you all getting a cheaper price. The value is there. Firefighter Greg, good point. Really good point. Yeah. Coffee Crisp didn't complain that he paid $12.82 for his membership. Doesn't care because he's made $12.82 back many times over. Soccer Mom goes, and I paid more than the price today that you all paid. Do not wait. This group is legit. So there you guys have it. Right? True Trading Group's not just me, guys. Like I said, there's 8 other professional traders. We support a collective win rate of just under 80% for like the last 2 years. We're with you from 7:30 a.m. Eastern until 4 p.m. Eastern every single day, as long as the market's open. Since 2016, we've helped thousands of traders and investors of all types, styles, backgrounds, and experience levels become successful. And by successful, I very simply just mean make money. Like That's the simple truth of it. The majority of members are making money. They're becoming better traders. As you saw, I asked before, you saw how many people typed the $. You saw how many people just typed AO. They didn't. The best part is they didn't get a secret that Wall Street doesn't want you to know. They got the real secret, and that's being part of a supportive community where you get real professional level of education and have access to tools that give you information to help you make better decisions, to give you a better chance of making money, plain and simple. Guys, this works. This platform works. Our track record speaks for itself. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, we do this 6 days a week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you smash the like button. But one of the things that I offer on my live streams here and in our sales pitch is a double your money back guarantee. That's how confident I am in this platform. I put my money where my mouth is. I offer you a double your money back guarantee. It's simple. You have 12 months. Go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend the study group. If you have not made your membership fee back, I will give you double your money. I'll give you double your money. So you'll join tonight for $11.97. If you do not make the $11.97 back at least once during the membership, after doing our courses or quizzes and attending a study group, I'll give you $2,394 in return. How's that sound? If I'm going to come up here and I'm going to talk a big game about, I believe that with a little effort, this can work for you, then I've got to be willing to back it up. And that's how I do it. That's how I hold ourselves accountable to you. And that's how we protect you. Chances are you're not going to need the double your money back guarantee, but it's there to protect you. How do I know that? Since 2016, we have only had to refund roughly 2.5% of our user base. That's why I'm confident you're not going to need that double your money back guarantee. Roughly 2.5%. And I told you already before that 78% of our members renew their membership. That's why I'm confident to offer you that double your money back guarantee. We're also 5-star rated on Trustpilot. Go check us out on Trustpilot. There's over 1,670 people have left us a review on Trustpilot.
Okay, but the top review on Trustpilot today is from Third Eye Blind.
Oh, the trial member that was a complete fool in chat?
Yeah, so hang on a second. So the first review everyone's going to see today is it says bad group to join, right? It says, I did not enjoy my experience at True Trading Group, nor did I receive a fair trial for my refund. What they're referring to is that I went ahead and I refunded this person the $3 because they were being a fool inside a chat.
Yeah, they really were.
So, everyone saw it, but that's, so again, they didn't mention me by name, probably because they didn't know me. But there's another one. That's actually not so bad, that one.
Yeah, I mean, dude, listen. If you're going to come in, listen, they joined as a trial member, which cost them $3. They came in chat, were completely belligerent, disrupting everybody else. So we said, you know what? Here's your $3 back. True Trading Group is not for you. You're not the type of person that we want inside of True Trading Group. True Trading Group is a family.
We didn't exactly say it like that. We didn't say you're not, we're not like some elitist scumbags. We didn't say you're not the type of person that we want. What we said was, because they said into chat, they said, the only reason I signed up was to call Mike out.
Yeah.
And it's and then I made the comparison. I said, yo, if you're going to invite me to your house for dinner and I'm going to go into your living room and I drop my pants and use the restroom in your living room, I'm not going to be invited back to dinner.
Right.
And that's, and that's what it is.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. So, no, we don't need to raise the trial membership costs. We don't make money off the trial membership.
Yeah, we do. We charge $3 in the trial just to make sure that the people that sign up for the trial are real people. And we're not just going to get
if not, you would have a lot more people coming in like that.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway.
Other than Memphis Street Doc, nobody would be okay with someone going to the bathroom in the living room. That's all. She's sick. I love it.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, guys, the track record speaks for itself. Go to Trustpilot. I mean, yes, aside from Third Eye, whatever their name is, Go read the rest of the reviews. We still are 5-star rated, even with that review from Third Eye. But guys, like the platform at your trading, it's an all-inclusive platform. We're like the Netflix of trading communities. You pay the one price up front for the whole year, and you immediately get access to all of our courses and all of our tools. There's no upsells for courses and tools. All that stuff is always included in your membership. You get our entire 18-course curriculum, which is a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund. You get $5,000 worth of tools from companies like Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, Trade Ideas, and so much more, right? Like all these aren't trials of all those tools of the companies I named. Those are the full tools and resources for the entire length of your membership at no additional cost. We spent years building relationships with those companies and have been vetted to offer those products on our platform at no additional cost to you, so that we can give you access to the tools and resources that can increase your chances of making money. Professionals use this stuff. It helps them make better decisions. Therefore, we want you to have access to it. That is the TTG platform. Of course, you're going to get all the trade alerts from the 8 professional traders and myself, and access to the best damn community of about 9,700 traders and investors that all share the same goal. That's to learn, trade, and profit together. We're a family, and our members are the reason why. Of course, you guys also get that double your money back guarantee. If you don't make the $11.97 back at least once, you guys will get double your money back. That is $2,394 is what I am going to give you guys back if you do not make that $11.97. That's how confident we are in our ability to help you guys become successful. All you need to do tonight is go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. That coupon code will then drop the price down to the $11.97. After midnight tonight, we're going to raise the price up to the $12.50. So you can get it tonight for $11.97. We've raised the price of this membership about $200 over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to continue to do so. So you guys can join tonight for $11.97 by going to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, and that'll get you the 45% discount. Don't forget the first 15 people, okay? The first 50 people to do so will also get a brand new free laptop. It's going to either be an Asus, Lenovo, Dell, HP, or Acer laptop. Totally free. We will even cover the shipping costs. We ship anywhere in the world. As long as you're on planet Earth, you're good. We'll get you that free laptop. You do not need to enter your address to get the laptop. When you join, you will immediately receive a welcome email. Inside of the welcome email will be instructions on how to claim your free laptop. You have until midnight tonight to go to ttgoffer.com, use the code TTG121, click apply code. You'll get the 45% discount. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that's how you know you're getting one. You see a laptop in the checkout cart, that's how you know you're one of the 15. And the price you pay for the $11.97, guys, that's a price you're going to pay for life. You're going to lock yourself in at that price. Now, why is that important? It's important because our membership is moving higher, the price of our membership. But I told you 78% of our members renew their membership. So you'll pay $11.97 today. It doesn't matter if our membership is $2,200 next year. If you want to renew your membership, which I'm confident you're going to because 78% of our members do, you will only pay $11.97. You're not going to pay the $2,200. So you might save 45% this year. You might save 50 or 60% next year. So you're going to lock yourself in at that $11.97 price point. And again, guys, you don't need to enter your address to get the free laptop. You'll get a welcome email with instructions on how to claim that free laptop once you join TTG. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121 in order for you to get that 45% discount. If you have questions about this membership, or if you are a trial, a previous trial, or a previous member, and you guys want to get this offer, you just have to send a text message. If you're a trial, or previous member, do not go to ttgoffer.com. Okay? Do not. Instead, send a text message to 786-505-4047. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4047. Clint S. says, Do you guys post live trades on your chats as you are seeing them? Clint, we do everything with you live during the trading day. So the moderators and myself, Clint, we share our screens with you so you see what we are looking at. We are also talking to you on the microphone like I am talking to you now throughout the trading day, telling you exactly what we are going to be doing before we even do it. I literally come on the mic, Clint, and I say, okay, hey guys, I'm looking at, this stock, NVTA. The stock's at 360. There's support here at 325. It used to be resistance on the daily. Now we broke over it. There's your 38.2 Fibonacci levels there. Your VWAP indicator is there. Watch for pullbacks into 330. That's an area that you're going to want to get long. I will tell you that before I actually enter a trade. Once my order actually executes, then you get a notification in chat that gives you the exact price of my entry. And we do that live with you during the trading session. Even if you're not able to be in front of your computer though, Clint, our mobile app will also send you the real-time push notification once once a moderator enters or exits a trade. And you can also listen on the mobile app for our commentary, the audio analysis, right? Because we're talking to you on the microphone. You can listen to it on the app.
Yeah, I just want to put something out there real quick, and I got his permission. Dave Norby hit it again, bro.
Did he really? Let me see.
I'm starting to think that he's not getting lucky.
Let me see.
All right. Explain Dave Norby though, real quick.
Okay, so let me give you guys the background behind Dave Norby.
He is the most famous person at True Trading Group.
He is. Dave Norby's more famous than me at TTG, literally. So the reason why Dave Norby is famous at True Trading Group, Dave Norby used to come on these live streams every day. I mean, literally every day. Dave Norby was on here, like asking questions, and the guy really put a lot of effort into being on these live streams and learning and asking questions. But he wouldn't join, and we're like, Dave, you're on here every day for the last 6 months. Like, why are you not a member yet? and it was his wife wouldn't let him join. It was this whole big thing. He asked her, she still told him no, whatever. But long story short, we finally got Dave Norby. He finally joined the TT family. What, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
About 2 weeks ago, I think. Dave Norby finally joined.
Yeah, I got to check, but yeah, around there.
And his first week, he ended up hitting like a huge win. It was a $14,000 gain on something. I forgot.
I have it here. It was like it doesn't matter, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's the background story behind Dave Norby. He finally joined, and apparently he's killing it since he joined.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let me see.
I don't know if you can see it. I blocked out his number.
I can't see that myself.
Personally. Oh, I'll read it. So this is from today. Yeah. He goes, sent me a message at 4:13. Finally, another good day. $2,500 on NVTA. The wife still doesn't want me to trade. She thinks I will lose all of our money. LOL. I said, I'm going to shout you out, okay? I go, dude, can you go on the phone with me? I will put you on speakerphone. Please, everyone will go nuts. He goes, sorry, at work. I said, can I shout you out, though? He goes, sure, no problem.
That's awesome. $2,500 on NVTA for Dave Norby. That's amazing, guys. NVTA was a huge trade today. Guy, how many members made money in chat today, guys? Sound off. Tell me how you did today. If you guys made money in chat today, tell me how you did. It was a great day today. Between NVTA, Meta, Roblox, the SPY, I mean, Carnival Cruise. If you guys made money today, tell me how you did. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about it. If you guys made money today, sound off in chat. Yes, Hernan Cubis, $600. Yo, my boy R. Hirsch, great job, man. $2,000 day. Nicely done, R. Hirsch. Really great job. I always love to hear how you guys did. Woo! Way to go, Adam. $11,000 day. Big money. My boy Firefighter Greg, $545. Glenn Wilson, solid as always, brother. $1,600. $3,000 for Z Joka. $1,200 for Leo. Yes, $2,300 for Keith. Over 10% for Mel. 30% on his entire account for Eric.
Maybe they shouldn't keep telling people how good they're doing. I kind of want to build some stuff out before we grow a little bit more,
No, I know.
Like the secret I think is getting out.
Yeah. Soccer Mom, $598. Wrap Tight, $600. Mike Duraco, I hope you're doing well, brother. Great job. $300 for Michael Walls, 10% for Plum God. Diane Fig ripping it as always, 150% and 38% on some options. My boy Bo, big money, 125% gain on a swing on the SPY from yesterday. Sick. Lucas made $3,500 with me on Meta. Great job. This is incredible.
It's awesome. And look, to be fair, not everyone's killing it at your trading group. There are some members that struggle. And you know, for us, it's really important that we acknowledge those members and those people that are struggling so that we can learn from it and we can help them. But also, it's important that, you know, that we acknowledge those losses. And because of that, we do hold red to green workshops usually about once a month. And these are workshops that are about 2 hours that are totally free for any member that is struggling. And they, you know, you submit the questions and the topics you want ahead of time. And we go over them with you for that. So anyways, so,
Yeah.
it's important that we celebrate the wins, but it's important that we acknowledge the losses and that we learn from them. We try and keep it very balanced at your trading group. So for example, in chat, if you're going to talk about how you had a huge win in chat, you're going to tell us why.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell us, you know, okay, why did you have a huge win? What did you trade? How did you trade it? If you're going to talk to us about how you had a big loss, you're going to tell us, why did you have a big loss? What did you do that you could have done better? Like, share with us so that we can avoid making the same mistakes and so that we can help you.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, I think that those things are very, very important. Starlord says, hey, Mike, is there any monthly payment plans available? No, there is not.
No.
So, all right. Oops, sorry, Joe. Oops. We do have PayPal credit on the site. So at the checkout on the bottom, if you wanted to, you could select, there's two PayPal options. One is PayPal Standard. The other is PayPal Credit. So if you want to sign up and you don't have the $11.97, you can use PayPal Credit or just put it on a credit card. You know, probably the best debt you'll ever incur. Anyways, gotta welcome Nancy.
Nice. Nancy, welcome to the family. Nancy is the newest member of the TT family. Everybody welcome Nancy. That means we've got 14 of those laptops up. Guys, tonight's the last night for this offer. Okay, I'm not going to extend this. That's $11.97 here this evening. We're going to go over $1,200 tomorrow. I've already raised this price about $200 over the last 2 weeks. You guys want to claim one of these free laptops? There's 14 left. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that's how you know you're going to be getting one. Nancy, welcome to the family. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121. That is how you guys can get the 45% off, get the free laptop, and be good to go. All right. Again, guys, if you have questions, don't be shy. Send a text message right now to 786-505-4047. Okay. Send a text to that phone number. Yes, Starlord, this offer goes till midnight tonight, Starlord.
Yeah. Also, when you sign up as a trial member of True Trading Group, your price to join starts at $1,420, and people pay it. Somebody paid it last night. You know, some people don't want to sign up quicker. They want to take their time with the trial, and they're okay with paying a higher price. That's fine. You know, kudos to you guys. We have been offering this to trials as well. Tonight will be the last night that we offer it to trial members going forward. Okay, it's kind of getting confusing, and it kind of negates the fact of what we do with the trial pricing. So tonight will be the last night that a trial member can sign up for the YouTube discount price.
Right.
So if not, sign up for the trial. And the way it works is you get 7 days. Holidays and weekends don't count. And what happens is that you go ahead and You can pay $14.20 within your first 2 days. If you don't want to pay that, on the third day it goes to like, $14.97, then $16.20, then $18.00, and it, the sooner you sign up, the cheaper it becomes. So
Clint says, are most of your trades equities or options?
great combination of both, and it's not just you.
Yeah, Clint, it's True Trading Group. It's a combination of everything. So, Clint, there's 8 other traders besides myself that are calling out trades and are moderators in True Trading Group. Every day in True Trading Group, there's day trades, there are swing trades, there's stocks, and there are options. Every single day, Clint, between myself and the other moderators. Every day. So no matter what you trade, whether it's stocks, options, small caps, mid caps, large caps, low volatility, high volatility, day trade, swing trade, whatever it is, we do it inside True Trading Group.
Yep. All right. Let's go.
All right. So let's roll on over to the next thing that I want to talk about here on our live stream. Is let's just recap some of the biggest trades today in chat first. I want to recap some of the stuff that went on in chat today. Then I want to go over with you guys a big prediction that I'm going to be making here for the remainder of the year, because if certain things happen, then the markets are being set up right now for something that's pretty interesting going into the end of the year. And I want to talk to you guys about that today. But first, let's go over and let's cover kind of some of the trades from the day today. Now, pre-market, and this kind of set the tone for the day, right? So today you got the huge gap up in the overall markets, and very early in the pre-market session, and we do this every day in True Trading. We go over the game plan. We go over the watch list. I tell you exactly what I'm thinking. I think that the pre-market session is a very important and vital part of, establishing the trading day. And it's how I will go over the overall markets and the SPY with people every day to see, what side of the trade do you want to be on today? Do we want to be long? Do we want to be short? Do we want to look for relative weakness or relative strength? And with the big gap up today, I told everybody, and members can just say true or false in chat if this is true or not. Pre-market today, I told everybody off the gap up, I think that the SPY was going to pull in and we were going to test 417. I told everybody pre-market that we're going to pull in off the open and then we are going to test. Okay, that we're going to test 417. And that's exactly what happened. And why did I say 417 though? What's the significance of 417? All right. To finish off Clint's questions about, we're not scalpers, Clint. So he said that he's been part of other groups and their trade alerts were very rapid. That means that there were scalpers, which means they're in and out within seconds, right? Seconds or minutes.
Did the head trader wear Birkenstocks, have a ponytail, and eat granola?
Oh, man. There's other people that are scalpers too, man. It's not just one person. There's a lot of other traders that are scalpers, which they get in and they get out within seconds to minutes. We are not scalpers inside True Trading Group. We are traditional day traders and swing traders. Traditional day traders mean that our day trades typically last anywhere from several minutes to several hours, typically several hours, catching the overall directional move in a stock on a day. And then our swing trades can be anywhere from just today into tomorrow or a few days to a couple of weeks. So that's our trading style. We're not scalpers. We're not in and out within seconds or minutes. Okay, so just to clarify, to finish up Clint's question. So 417 was going to be an important level for us. And why? Because 417 is this level of resistance that's been in place for the last couple months. It was resistance back here in May and June. It was resistance here in the end of July, early August. And this big gap up today was huge off the back of that number. And I said, we're probably going to pull back and retest 417. And that's exactly what happened. We pulled back and we retested 417. TTG is methodical, and I feel safe going into the trades with their advice. There you go. We bank our success on your success, guys. We bank our success on your success. You know, we have a vested interest in all of our members doing well. That's how we grow our platform. We don't spend millions of dollars on marketing. Okay. That's how TTG grows as a business, by members doing well and members telling other people, and members coming on these live streams and telling you that it's working for them. And then other people seeing firsthand. Okay. Other people seeing firsthand what is working for other people or other viewers seeing firsthand what's working for other members of True Trading Group. So that's the action that we got there in the markets. And you had that little pullback. We retested the 417, and then you got the move, the push off, and then move up there towards highs. So you want to continue to watch this level on the SPY. I'll forget about after hours for those different prints. You want to continue to watch this level on the SPY. If the markets pull back again tomorrow, you want to see that level hold, and you want to see that continue to hold in the markets, and then eventually push back up to test your next level of resistance, which, like I said, is going to be up there on 429 to 430. That's your next level of resistance. And it is very possible in the month of August, as you do not have a Fed meeting, and if your inflation numbers all come in under expectations, it is possible that this rally that you've seen off the bear market low could take you back up to 430, which is much further than most people were expecting. This bear market rally that you've had off that low, much, much, much higher than most people had expected, but that level is very firmly intact. I want to touch upon NVTA, which was one of the biggest trades that members nailed in chat today. And I want to go over a couple different things with you about this NVTA trade, because there's very specific technical lessons that you can learn from this NVTA trade, and kind of the levels and the entry points that I was calling out for members today. Did I think NVTA was going to go to $9? No, I did not. If you asked me when the stock was at $3.50, if it looked like a good buy, the answer was yes. If you asked me when the stock was at $3.50, if I thought it was going to go to $9, I would have said no, probably not. So I'm not sitting here saying, hey, I called NVTA to $9. I didn't think it was going to go to $9. I don't think anybody did. But there's a very specific lesson that I want you to learn about this setup on NVTA so that we can recap this. Understanding levels and how stocks react at levels is extremely important to finding your entries and finding high probability patterns and setups. And when you look at NVTA, NVTA had a major resistance level at $3.25. Now, where do you get that level from? Okay, 325, 330, whatever it is. Okay, it used to be, this is a daily chart. You can see very clearly that this used to be a very big level of support for NVTA, right? You go back to May, it was a huge level of support for NVTA. We broke underneath that level in June. As soon as you broke underneath it, all of a sudden, that level starts acting as an area of resistance. Now, all of a sudden, NVTA cannot get over 325, 330. That is very important to recognize on the daily chart, because that tells you the significance of that $3.25, $3.30 level for NVTA. That's the daily chart. Let's go to the 3-minute chart intraday, and let's go back to that level. What you will see is intraday, we broke through that resistance level with a massive increase in volume. You guys can see at the bottom of my screen. Let me actually make it bigger because you actually can't see it because of the thing that's in the way on the screen. Look at that surge in volume when we broke through that 325, 330 level. That type of a surge in volume, that is what you want to look for confirmation that a level is broken. It's a major level of resistance. There's a lot of selling there. You need massive volume in order to get through it. You had a massive surge in volume through that level. Then what you see starts to happen is you begin to get this little pullback. Okay. Now, off of this little pullback that we have here on NVTA, okay, off of this pullback, what you start to see happen is now that $3.30 level that I drew for you on the daily chart, it now lines up with other indicators. Your 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, your VWAP indicator, which is this orange line on my screen. But then I want to point out to your attention, notice the volume on the pullback back into that level. Here's the pullback, very calm, orderly, and controlled pullback with a very large decrease, an obvious decrease in volume, as opposed to the volume that came in when you broke through the level. The heavier the volume that comes in on breaks through levels, the greater the chance that level becomes support when you get a pullback and it is retested. So you got your pullback right into that level, and that provided you with one hell of an amazing buying opportunity that members were able to jump all over. And the rest is actually history. Again, I didn't know the stock was going to go to $9. I really didn't. Okay. But that was one hell of a textbook entry point right there in the 330s because of all the things that I had just showed to you. So again, I wanted to point this out to you. This is a huge trade in our chat room today. And I wanted to point this out to make sure that people that are watching and our viewers and even members that maybe were just listening to the analysis and didn't really understand why, it's very important you understand why and what the setup was so that you know that if you identify a similar setup to this, okay, if you identify a similar setup to this, you can be able to jump on it and take advantage of it. Okay. All right. And that is NVTA. The other stock I want to talk to you guys about is actually AMC. All right. Somebody had asked me about AMC on last night's live stream. And I told you guys about AMC. Now, I didn't trade AMC today. Okay. But there's something very specific with AMC that I want to point out to you guys, because if you see the candle that was put in today, this is a pretty sexy looking candle on AMC, if I must say so myself. And the reason why I like the candle is because of this yellow line. This yellow line is the 200-day moving average. The reason why I wanted to see the 200-day moving average become support is because previously, the last time we tested the 200-day moving average, it was a massive level of resistance for AMC. Okay, you guys can see here, the last couple times that AMC has tested this yellow line, it was resistance in December, and then it was resistance again in March. We broke above it, okay, last week, and then Monday pulled back into it today, and then it held. Look at that tail that was put in there. That 200-day moving average sits right underneath $21. And when I go back into the intraday chart and I show you just underneath $21, there is a very strong reversal off of that 200-day moving average. That's a good sign for AMC. So now that AMC is above that 200-day moving average, folks, you got to watch for this thing to possibly give you more upside. AMC does not have a major level of resistance until you actually do get up into the low to mid 30s. I'd say $30 to $34 is your next key level of resistance. This stock does have potential to continue higher. If you get follow through off of this move tomorrow, and if AMC does something like this, that could be a really good trade tomorrow. And I'm going to look at AMC for a possible long tomorrow above 24. If AMC gets above 24, I might be going long AMC tomorrow, looking for a move at least to 26 tomorrow. But then you might get more upside there in the days or weeks to come. And that's something that I want to point out to you guys with AMC. All right. And then also Meta. I made a real nice chunk of change on Meta today. All right. And with Meta, this is another kind of textbook setup that we have here at True Trading Group. And this, folks, is a TTG triangle pattern, which is my favorite type of pattern and favorite setup that I talk to and I teach members about inside of True Trading Group. And that is when the initial morning high is broken, okay, on the heaviest volume of the day. And I'll expand the volume so you guys can see it. As you can see right here, this is the heaviest volume bar of the entire day. And that occurred when the stock broke through the initial morning high, right? So we broke through the initial morning high with the heaviest volume of the day. Then you get a low volume pullback. And then all of a sudden, that initial morning high starts acting as a level of support. That gave us our entry point. We got long Meta right here. I got in the stock itself. Members got in the option. And then you look for the stock to then hold that previous level and then continue up there and break through to go up and actually make new highs. And we start ripping profits off the table on the new high. And that was a really nice trade. Congratulations, members. I think members were ripping off anywhere from 30 to 100% gains on the option, depending on which option you went after. Some people went after this Friday's expiration. Others went after next Friday's expiration, which obviously would affect the percentage gain on the option itself. And that was another lesson there on Meta. And those were some of the top trades in our chat room today, guys. There you go, Smoke, ripped 35% gains on those Meta options. Great job, Smoke. Congratulations, man. And everybody else that capitalized on NVTA, you capitalized on Meta, on the SPY. All that analysis today, guys, was hitting and just really nicely done. Really good job. All right. Now, I want to get on over to kind of this big announcement and this big prediction that I'm going to make for you guys regarding the overall markets, because the stage is set. Okay. The stage here is set. Now that you got a decrease in CPI, let's talk about the facts. Inflation has peaked. That's a fact. Inflation is still high. That's a fact. Unemployment is still at 50-year, 5-decade lows. That's a fact. Earnings were not as bad as people expected them to be. That's a fact. The Fed funds futures were predicting a 75 basis point hike in September. Now they're predicting a 50 basis point hike in September. That's a fact. The Fed funds futures were predicting we were going to finish the year at 3.7% Fed funds interest rate. After today, it's now pricing in up to 3.4% Fed funds rate. That's a fact. These are the facts as we have it here today. Let's talk about some other facts. Inflation is going to still be higher than the Federal Reserve's target of 2 to 2.5% for the foreseeable future. What this is going to come down to now is the rate in which inflation comes down. Now that we know inflation has peaked, now it becomes a matter of how quickly does inflation come down? Because the bullish argument is that if inflation continues to come down at anywhere from 40 to 60 basis points per month, the Federal Reserve will then take its foot off of the gas when it comes to raising rates. The Federal Reserve has told us for months that the economy and the job market is strong enough to withstand their rate hikes. Another fact, the likelihood of a soft landing went up after today's inflation data. Now, is the likelihood of a soft landing like 90%? No, also fact. But did the possibility of it go up after today? Yes, that's a fact. Again, we're just talking about what are the facts that we have laid out in front of us. If inflation has peaked, and if inflation continues to come down at a 60 basis point clip, which is what it came down from June into July. June was 9.1, July was 8.5. If, let's say, August comes in at 7.9, the markets are set up, okay? The markets are set up for a Santa Claus rally that nobody is positioned for. A lot of people may not want to hear it, but I'm going to tell you this. If you have August CPI comes in at, let's say, 7.9 or 8.0. Then let's say September CPI comes in at 7.3, 7.4. The markets will be set up for still bearish positioning for a Santa Claus rally where every single hedge fund manager on earth will have to chase alpha into the end of the year. What do I mean by that? Hedge fund managers will not be able to go into the end of the year saying that they completely missed the bottom. They will be crucified. You had the most bearish positioning in June that you have had in the last 20 years. Meaning hedge funds were not positioned for this move higher. They weren't. That's part of the reason why this rally off the lows is going further than anybody initially thought. So I'm telling you guys this now. Get ready for this. And this is why this year is so important. And that's why these next couple months are so important. Because if inflation continues to come down at this pace, you have a very, very realistic possibility of a Santa Claus rally that can take you to 4,300, 4,400, even 4,500, and no one's going to believe it. No one will believe it. No one will think it's possible, but it's because hedge funds are not positioned and they do not want to go into the end of the year missing and say, wait, why are you in this much cash? Why are you in this much cash? And what will happen is those funds will chase those positions and they will chase that portfolio into the end of the year. That will push the markets higher to a level that from a fundamental standpoint and basis really doesn't make a lot of sense considering where we are with GDP growth, interest rates rising, inflation still high, and the Fed doing monetary tightening. Quantitative tightening, which is them selling off their balance sheet. It won't make sense why the markets are moving higher. But if that happens, hedge funds will be forced to go long if they're not being forced to go long already. This is a very good sign of the CPI data coming down. Are we just completely out of the woods? No, not necessarily. Inflation is still high. Inflation, there's a lot of work to do for inflation to come all the way down to 2.5% or 2%. But it will. It's a matter of how fast do we get there. And right now, the jobs market, as strong as it has ever been, that will create a buffer and a safety net on the economy while the Fed raises rates. Now, eventually, that job market will soften. You're not going to stay at 3.5% unemployment. You're not going to stay at 500,000 new jobs, okay, every single month. That job market will soften, but it's still going to remain very, very stable. And you can't have a very bad deep recession as long as everybody has a job. And that stable jobs market, you're going to get towards the end of the year. And September, let me remind you, September historically is a very bad month in the stock market. Historically, September and October are the worst months in calendar-wise. Like if you looked at the S&P 500 over the last, since inception, and you looked at every single January, every single February, etc., and you average the gains and losses of those months together, September and October are the worst months. Now, a lot of that has to do with when did the stock market crash during the Great Depression? October. When did the stock market crash during 2008? October. Okay, so those are the biggest stock market crashes that you've ever had. They all happened in September and October. So I'm sure that helps add to that. But the point is that further adds to the skepticism of hedge funds not wanting to sink their teeth in long in September and October. But if they get caught unexpectedly with inflation coming down at 0.4, 0.5, 0.6% clips per month, they're going to be caught so off guard. They're going to be caught in way too much cash. And their job is not to be in cash. Their job is to be invested and to outperform the market. But if the market's going to move higher, they will be caught off guard. They're going to be caught out positioned. And that could cause a Santa Claus rally that will not make sense to most of you. It's not going to make sense to people on CNBC, but that's the fundamental workings of how the stock market and how institutional money works, because they can't go into the end of the year with nothing to show. And that will then set the stage for us to then go over my game plan for next year. I have a very specific game plan for next year. We'll talk about that later. Let's focus on what's in front of us right now. And I'm telling you this, be very mindful of fighting the tape. People fought the tape in 2020. They didn't want to believe the markets can go higher with the fundamental catalyst that we had in front of us. Now, I will be the first one to tell you, there are more economic headwinds in front of us now than there were in 2020 when the COVID crash happened. That might sound crazy, but interest rates are rising. The Fed's tightening up their quantitative tightening. They're reducing the size of their balance sheet. Okay. GDP growth is slowing. All of these things are standing in our way, but that doesn't mean that this move in the markets can't still go higher. During the dot-com bubble, during that decline in the markets, do you guys know that you actually had the S&P 500 go up 20% in the middle of that decline? 20%. This move that you are seeing in the market, nobody wants to believe it. Just like nobody wanted to believe the move that happened during 2020. And everybody kept trying to short and short and short and short, and they got run over. What I think is going to happen is that the month of September is going to come around. The month of September will probably experience a dip because everybody is weary of September and October. But that dip will be erased very quickly if inflation comes down again at a 5 or 50 or 60 basis point clip. And that's going to be the moment that hedge funds will be caught off guard. And from October into December, you get a rally into the end of the year. And if you guys recall, what did I tell you in the first and second quarter of this year? I told you the stock market was going to crash in the beginning of this year. We were going to bottom in the summer, and then we're going to recover in the end of the year. I told you that. And the stage is being set for that right now with the positioning that there currently is in the institutional world. Now, if inflation does not come down, then the likelihood of that extended rally lessens. But if inflation comes in again at a 40, 50, 60 basis point drop each month, now the Fed says, okay, we've won. We've got inflation back under control. The inflation got out of its cage there for a minute. If inflation comes down at 40, 50, 60 basis point clips, the Fed just took inflation and put it back in the cage. Now, is inflation still a pain in the ass? Yeah, but is it under control? Yes. And as long as inflation's under control and the job market is stable, for all of you that are waiting for the crash to 3,200, you're going to be waiting for a very, very long time. And you will refuse to accept the fact that the market's moving higher because it won't make sense to you. It didn't make sense in 2020 either. I'm laying the groundwork for you now. If that happens, and I don't know it yet, I don't know what the inflation numbers on August are yet. We're going to find out. But if August number is 7.9, you better watch out. And then if September's number is 7.4, you better watch out. Because hedge funds will get caught offsides. All right. So there you have it. That's a major prediction that nobody's willing to talk about, but it's out there. And I wanted to have this conversation with you publicly because if that's the case, you're going to have a Santa Claus rally like nobody really ever even thought possible. There you have it. We reached peak pessimism in June. Peak pessimism in June. You might get people caught off guards now. Don't try to figure this stuff out on your own, guys. I've been doing this a very long time. I know what the markets care about. I understand the macro environment better than most. I've been through a lot of different trading environments, and I can confidently tell you this is one of the greatest trading environments that I've ever seen in my entire life. And so far, I've been spot on about every call that I have made in this market. Eventually, maybe I'll be wrong at some point. I'll be the first one to tell you when I'm wrong. But so far, we called the bottom in 2020. We called the top in 2021. And we bought in our long-term portfolios on May 10th and June 17th. There's May 10th. And there's June 17th. So far, we look like a genius. Let's see what happens the rest of the year. I'm going to be paying very close attention to this inflation data. I'm going to be paying very close attention to this jobs data, as will the rest of the market. And that will dictate what happens here going into the end of the year. All right. So there we have it, folks. I wanted to kind of talk to you about that. I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that. Don't forget, Tom Lee. Let me talk to you about Tom Lee. Tom Lee's head of research at Fundstrat. Tom Lee, if you were to take every single market professional that works on Wall Street and you line them up, no one has been right more than Tom Lee has since the COVID crash. Tom Lee called every single move that this market has made since the COVID crash. He's called it perfectly. You want to know what Tom Lee's target is for the end of the year? I'll show you. That's Tom Lee's target for the end of the year. That's Tom Lee's target. That green circle. That's where Tom Lee thinks we're going by the end of the year. Now you tell me, is that not possible if hedge funds and institutions are caught off guard? Now, me personally, that's not my target by the end of the year. My target by the end of the year is somewhere in here. And that is very, very possible if hedge funds are caught off sides. And folks, that is a long ways away from here. You look at some of the stocks that we bought in our long-term portfolio on June 17th, I'm already up 30, 40% on some of these stocks. If the market does rally into the end of the year, and again, I think you're going to get another pullback though. I think you're going to get another pullback. But that pullback is going to coincide with another Fed meeting in September, and it's going to coincide with another round of inflation data. And that's when I'm telling you, if the inflation comes down again at a 60 basis point clip, that could be when hedge funds go, oh crap, we're in way too much cash. We have to buy stuff. And that's when the markets can move higher than a lot of people think. Okay, so that's it, folks. There you have it. We'll see what happens, though. I'll continue to analyze this data. This is a very fluid situation. I'll continue to analyze this data as it comes out. And as my thoughts and my analysis change, I will let all of you know. All right? I'll let all you guys know. So that's all, folks. Listen, real quick. If you are not interested in a membership to True Trading Group, you can now sign off the live stream. I am done with the educational aspect of this live. If you are interested in a membership to True Trading Group, I'm going to actually show you the platform that is True Trading Group so you can actually see for yourself everything that you are going to be getting access to for your $11.97 when you join here today. Don't forget, guys, after midnight tonight, the price of this membership is jumping up to over $1,200. You guys have 14 spots left until midnight tonight. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that's how you know that you're getting one. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121, and that's how you guys will be able to claim the 45% discount before the price goes up. It's already gone up $200 in the last 2 weeks. Don't let this price get away from you guys. I'm holding it here at $11.97, up from yesterday's price. It's going up again at midnight. Grab it before it jumps up over $1,200. All right. So let me go over what you guys actually will get included with your membership, so you know everything that you have access to as a member, because there's no upsells for courses and tools. It is all included with your membership when you guys join True Trading Group. Okay. You will get access to our chat room, of course. Okay. Our chat room is where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic. We're calling out our trades in real time. We're with you from pre-market till after hours. And you have the mobile app that will make sure that you are always aware and you are always getting real-time push notifications whenever one of our mods enters or exits a trade. You will also get 2 small private study group sessions with one of our pro traders to ask questions and speed up your learning curve. You're going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, live breaking up to the second news alerts directly inside of our chat. This would cost you over $1,000 a year if you went to Benzinga on your own. Don't do that. It's included in your membership. You also get TradingView's premium charting software. This will cost you about $600 a year. Don't do that. It's free with your membership. The Trade Ideas scanner will make sure you always focus on the hottest stocks during the day. This will cost you a few $100. Don't do it. It's free with your membership when you pay the $11.97. ETNA simulator that let you trade stocks and options with fake money but with real-time data. That'll cost you just under $1,000 a year if you go to ETNA directly. It's included free with your membership when you join True Trading Group. Our own scanners that will let you create custom scans. Dark pool data, options flow, unusual options activity, all included with your membership. Stuff that used to only be available to professionals is now at the fingertips of True Trading Group members. That is how we level the playing field. A trading journal that will track your trading and give you statistics so you can see what you're doing wrong and where you need to make improvements. A social sentiment scanner will go through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter to tell you which ticker symbols are being mentioned most on the platforms so you can stay ahead of the crowd. Analyst ratings on any stock you are interested in. You will see how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating that can help you make your trading and investing decisions. Insider buying, short interest, all included with your membership. Every day, the mods and I publish a watch list that will tell you what stocks we are looking at and how we plan on trading them. You get access to this. All of our courses, there are no VIP courses or things that cost more money once you join. When you join True Trading, you get access to every course we have. It's a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it, we've got it, all in text and video, whatever's easier for you guys to learn. Then there's a video library that's got nearly 300 hours of additional video content. These are workshops and webinars like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to build a long-term portfolio, and so much more. You can watch these in the video library, or you can attend them live when you become a full-time member. Guys, it's time you invest in something real. Listen, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you joined True Trading Group, but what I can guarantee you is that if you don't make the $11.97 back at least once after going through our courses, quizzes, and attending a study group, I'll give you $2,394 in return. That is a 100% return on your investment, and that is what TTG is. It is an investment. It is an investment in a platform that can actually help you guys reach your goals. And I can guarantee that when you join True Trading Group, you're joining a community of 9,700 like-minded members from all over the world that genuinely care whether you succeed or fail. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121, and that is how you guys will get, that's how you guys will get the 45% discount and a brand new free laptop. But there's only 14 of those spots left. If you are still unsure about the membership, we do have a 7-day trial. It's only $3. You can go to ttgthree.com. Again, that is ttg3 spelled out.com. We charge $3 just to make sure you're a real person. There's no reoccurring payment. There's no automatic upgrade. Okay. You pay the $3. That's it. It's a one-time payment. and you guys can trade with us for a full 7 trading days. Weekends and holidays do not count against your trial. So go to ttgthree.com, and that's how you guys can join our trial. Otherwise, go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121. And if you have any questions about this membership, guys, or if you're having a hard time signing up, send a text message to 786-505-4047. Again, that phone number is 786-505-4047. All right, guys, the code word for tonight is Santa. The code word for tonight is Santa. This code word is for members only. If you're not a member, do not worry about this code word. This code word is number 7 of 18 as part of a $5,000 giveaway that we are doing with members. If you're not a member, don't worry about this. This code word is for members only. The code word for tonight is Santa. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, make sure you turn on your notifications and get your butts in chat. We have more inflation data coming out tomorrow. PPI data comes out tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll see if the PPI data backs up what you got in CPI today, or if PPI tells a different story. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody. Take